Okay, Rich, what are we playing this week then?
So this week I thought we'd attempt to complete and review Mega Man 2 for the NES. So this is a platform game released by Capcom in 1988 for the system, and it's sort of one of the more popular platform games on there, I'd say. Have you got any experience with the game at all?
Yeah, I think I played it a little bit.
Yeah, I think you might have played it on the mini NES at some stage because you did
Yeah.
have that, didn't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Do you want to try out then?
Yeah, let's go for it.
This one's got like a little intro as well that they've added in.
Hmm.
It's quite a nice little intro, really, for 1988.
Not bad.
I mean, intros, you rarely had intros to games at this stage still. Obvious Ninja Gaiden, though, that had a lot more than this, didn't it?
Hmm.
That'd be an exception. Right, so there's normal and there's difficult on here, and difficult is actually the original Japanese normal as well. So this game was made easier when it came to the West, effectively, and they created a normal mode which has, I think your weapons do more damage now. So, I mean, it's good anyway because you can still choose the original mode by putting it on difficult kind of thing. Right, should we go for it?
Let's do it.
Going for Metal Man first because his weapon's the best. Now this is one of the first additions that we'll see actually over the first game. This one has these E-tanks in it. So they sort of appear here. You can recharge your health once, basically,
Okay.
like in the middle of a battle, effectively.
Yeah. So the game's non-linear then?
To an extent. I mean, obviously you can choose which enemies you want to deal with first, and some of the weapons help you in different areas as well. For example, if we'd got the time stop weapon here, I could just time stop and then walk past all of these,
Yeah.
which would make it a bit faster, you know. So there is a little bit of that in this one. Certainly more than there was in the first one. I think this one is a little bit easier with the ordering than other Mega Man games, because a lot of the robots on here are actually weak to multiple weapons. You know, whereas in later Mega Mans you need like a specific weapon for each boss a lot of the time. But because of the way that it is, I mean, a lot of people have different orders that basically work, you know, they have their preferred orders. Right. So most of the time in Mega Man games, the weapons sort of run out, you know, as you go. But this one takes up so little energy that you actually refilling it before it runs out. So you can fire diagonally and up, by the way, and you can sort of fire. You can fire diagonally down as well if you jump in the air.
Yeah.
So effectively, Mega Man 2, if you play it like this, you've sort of got contra controls for the whole game, because you've got multi-directional firing and such. So the composer for this game is actually different to the one from Mega Man 1. Mega Man games basically changed the composer on all of them, I think. On the NES at least, each Mega Man game had a different composer. But the original composer did work just on this level. I'm going to butcher all the names of these people. I think her name is something like Manami Matsume. It's got quite nice music this stage actually. It's quite surprising that the Mega Man games all have different composers actually, because a lot. I mean, they're always good. So I guess they've just got a lot of good composers working at Capcom back in the day. It gives us another power up as well here.
Oh.
Do you remember in Mega Man 1 there was that item that sort of made a bridge that you had to collect in one of the levels? They got rid of that. On here you just get them when you defeat specific bosses. So it's kind of like that weapon. Apparently most of this game was made in the sort of spare time of the team as well. So Mega Man 1 apparently actually wasn't that successful at all really. Not in Japan at least anyway. But the team that made it, they felt like it had a lot of promise. So they went to Capcom asking to make a sequel, and Capcom said you can do it, but it has to be in your spare time. Which is what they did in the end. And yeah, obviously it worked out alright, didn't it? Because there's piles of these games afterwards.
Yep.
And this is one of the most beloved, if not the most beloved Mega Man game as well. Right, so you can use the 2 item if you do it right to get up there.
How do I use the 2 item? That one, yeah?
Yeah. I think you have to put it to the left and you have to jump on it and jump off. That's
That
it.
you mean?
Yeah.
Easy. Ah. Oh, what? I counted 3. Did they change the timings?
No, they are the same timings usually.
I'm sure
I
I
think you
counted
can see the first few up here.
like that. Who's your fucking daddy? No! I'm not... How are you meant to remember all that? I'm sure I timed that properly. Shit, mistimed. Oh, come on, I was there.
I don't know how long to be nasty to you on this bit at the moment.
Go for it. I don't care.
No, I mean I'm being nasty at the moment.
Oh, hold on! You fucking prick. That is just nasty. Why would you... Why, Rich?
Don't jump off it, stay on it. If we had, like...
so much.
If we had loads of time, I would have sat here and
Yeah, I bet you would.
So most of the original Mega Man team did work on this one, and the original creator actually worked on this one as well, because he left partway through the development of Mega Man 3, and the series was sort of taken over by one of the main artists of Mega Man. He sort of became the showrunner after that. But so the original designer, he actually left to form his own company, and they made some games that were kind of like Mega Man as well. They made a game called Kokoran, which isn't amazing. They also made a Little Samson, which actually is a really good game, and has sort of similarities to Mega Man a little bit as well.
It's a bit naughty, isn't it?
Mm.
Is there something I'm missing? I just have to get my way down really quickly, don't I? Oh shit, dead. Am I right in that? Just get down really quickly.
You can do it that way, yeah.
What's the other way that you would do it?
You could use the time stop.
Oh, fucking of course. Stop time, yeah.
This level is the biggest dickhead level. I mean, it is the last level, I think.
I'm going to go and get that health pot. Because... What?
Like I was saying,
Is that going to be like a feature of this level? Lots of... Ah, great.
there are a few at the beginning of it. They're more a mild annoyance than anything else. Only one of them will kill you.
It's one that will kill me. Oh, okay. All right.
Just float across it.
Yeah, you're damn straight. I'm floating a fucking across it.
Right, pause it. I've got to explain this because there's no way you can do this without. You have only... Right, so... This is a bad guy with loads of gun turrets, right?
Mm.
The turrets are being protected by walls.
Mm-hmm.
You need Clash to destroy the walls and the turrets, right?
And the turrets.
Yeah. And there is exactly the amount of Clash to destroy all of them. Doing it normally. Okay, so if you screw up, there is a possibility that we can still save it, because you can sometimes shoot the Clash halfway between 2 things and the explosion takes out 2 things with 1.
Right.
Also, you're going to need to use the floating platform at one stage.
Which one? Number 1? Well, it's got to be number 1, number 3.
Yeah, 1 will do. So, yeah, just make every shot count. And you're probably going to need to use your energy refill as well, because these things will shoot you otherwise.
So, I need to float the platform now, don't I?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus! I can't see because of the flicker. Oh, why are they so far
You
over?
can jump off
Right,
it.
I'm trying to press start, but it won't let me. Why won't it let me
Because the
start?
platform's there. You can't do it until the platform's gone.
Okay. Right, so clash this one. Wait for that. I can clash this one too, can't I?
Yeah.
Right, okay, clash that one.
You're about to die, dude. You got to use energy.
Oh, I can't. It won't explode. Fucking what? Fucking hell. Well, can I clash this wall and then shoot through?
Don't want to do that.
No? You sure?
Not sure, but
Well, I
don't
can
think
clash
so.
this guy off
Yeah.
right away. Oh, fuck that guy up. Oh, God. Okay, where am I life? It's fine. 1. Float up. I can't...
Try 3 if you've got 3. If you haven't got 3. I think you can use Clash on that one. I'm not
I'm
sure.
going to have to. I've got no choice.
It might be a case of it having to be either that one or that one, so you probably have to do the other one.
Right, I've got to
Shoot
clash this one?
Yeah, you got to just shoot him.
Dodged. He's dead. Can I clash the wall?
How much you got left there?
None.
How did you run out totally?
I don't know. I've been doing one shot on each one.
Shit.
What else can hit it?
Nothing, it's lost.
Nothing else can kill it. You're totally sure.
Yeah. It must have been that wall there. It's because you don't have 3. We could just use 3 to get away out of that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
This has got to be clash. Just to finish it off. 1's enough. Need some 3. A bit of health as well. That's handy. Bit of health.
No lives left either.
No. I'm gonna just use it, mate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it now. Yeah.
Oh no, you used
I
both
pressed
of
the
them.
wrong button. Oops. I meant to go back.
Oh, it's over really, isn't it? You got to do this perfect now.
Right, 1. Right about here. Jump up. It's gonna run out. It's gonna run out. Ah, jeez. Okay. Clash this one off. Good. Then, when you're fucking ready, 1 right here. Jump. Clash. Oh god. Oh, it's alright. That kind of helped a bit. Clash that one off. Jump down. Yes. 1. Easy.
Right, now I think we should just get ourselves killed because there's no point.
Well, it's up to you. It's your
We
life
got
now.
like a... Yeah, I'm going to get myself killed. There's no point. You got to do all of this boss rush and the bad guy.
Oh, we got full everything now then.
We ain't got no energies because you used them all up.
Well,
Used
you
two
thought
up.
I was going to use them all up anyway.
Used 2 up for no reason.
But you thought I was gonna
we'd
use them
have
all up
one
anyway.
still.
Just reminds me of Bender when he gets the downgrade to the wooden cat.
Yeah.
Waterman, so
Metal works on him anyway, doesn't it? Bubble Man. You see what I mean? This one's, it's not a worry, this boss rush.
you did just walk at you.
Right.
Final boss. That's doing a lot of damage.
It'll do anyway.
He's doing a lot of damage as well, though. Wow. Is that it?
There's one more boss fight, like a final boss section. Oh, it's up to you now.
Yeah, it's not my level. Don't
Looks
show
like
a
it's
change of
changed.
level. This is just a picture. This is not a change of level. Oh, this is a change of level. Fine. Motherfucker.
It's just one boss and that's it.
What do
There's
I do?
like,
Just fire clash?
it's bubble.
No pressure. It's Colonel Sanders. That didn't do damage.
I think this is the only thing that does damage. Anything to...
It's not doing damage.
It did damage.
Tiny amounts.
Yeah, the others don't do any. Is that your health there? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are you shocked but that Wily was an alien?
No. That second bubble do damage? Yeah, it did.
Unfortunately, I don't think I'm doing it either on this guy. Unless I get my act together a little bit.
You've got one hit left in you.
Never mind.
Jump back into it.
Probably got it this time, yeah.
If I keep doing that. You had to say it, didn't you? You piece of shit, you had to say it. Ah, fuck you!
I said you were going to do it.
Yeah, you were trying to put me off. I know what you were doing. Whoa, shit. What do I have to do? Oh, nothing, okay. What, was this all in my mind?
The little light show, it's like Scooby-Doo.
Wait, what? That was a hologram. Shittest ending ever.
That's a great ending.
It's all in a movie theatre. Wait, he's got fireman's outfit on when he's in a field of woods and leaves. That's not responsible, is it?
This is like indicating that it's taken him like a year to get home or something.
Something like that. The changing of the seasons. Okay, Rich, what do you think of the game?
Well, as I think everyone already knows, I really love this game. It's sort of one of my favourite games on the NES, and it's a game that I very much grew up with. So in 1 year, they actually did quite a bit here. So the game is longer than Mega Man 1 was. The physics feel a little bit better in this, I think. In Mega Man 1, you would sort of drop like a rock sometimes when you came off of platforms. So they've improved the physics. They've made the game a little bit easier, I would say, with the energy tanks, and the password system is quite good as well, I'd say. And a lot of the best aspects of the first game are here as well, in spades, really. The music is fantastic, I would say. Lots of catchy tunes throughout the whole game. I think things like Time Stop, quite interesting for 88. I can't think of games that would have this sort of idea of stopping the gameplay like that and freezing everybody else whilst being able to run around in them. You can affect the levels, There are a lot of elements to that with the order that you fight the robot masters in as well. As we mentioned a lot of them during the game. If you fought the guy with the time stop earlier, it would make sections of Metal Man's level easier. Woodman makes some sections of Metal Man's level easier.
Problem is, you don't really often do that. It happens a few times, but mainly you're going to stay on Metal Man.
Heat Man's level is massively harder without the rocket, the move, item 2 as well, So that you're sort of forcing yourself to do this incredibly elaborate sort of jumping section over a lava pit. Because you saw it goes on and on and on,
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to remember all that.
So that is one section where, either you would be stubborn and you would eventually learn it, or maybe you would go into a different level, eventually pick up the other power. Hopefully you would work out how to, the strategy for that bit. But so there is a lot to this game, really, when you think about it. There's a lot of... The player can make different choices that can result in different experiences.
So a lot of replayability then.
Yeah, and I mentioned I've seen people speed running this game, and it's very, very suitable to that. Because like I said before, sometimes a harder way of playing it might be a faster way of playing.
Well, any game that has multiple ways of playing it is always going to be speed runnable, isn't it? If it gives you choices, meaningful choices.
There's a lot of opportunity for bypassing sections in this game, which makes it suitable for speed running as well. What do you reckon then?
Just a really, really good game in general. The platforming is just about difficult enough to be enjoyable. It's not too difficult to be boring. The level designs themselves are really good as well, aren't they? They change up across the board. You've got Bubble Man being able to jump really high because he's in water, and you have to be careful of that because stuff above your head could hurt you or even kill you.
Yeah.
And you've got Airman, where it's just little tiny jumps that you have to be very careful or fall to your doom. It's just really well thought out.
You got like Quick Man's level where you're sort of out racing the beam, sort of hazard. I'm not sure what to call it really. Sort of plasma or something.
Yeah, it looks like a laser
plasma
shot.
beam thing.
Music's great. Production values are great.
Yeah.
Across the board, it's just very well thought out. The start, even from the very start, when you've got that nice little kind of sequence at the start with him standing on top of the building, it's really quite cool. Yeah, all in all, great game. So what are you going to score it then, Rich?
Well, I know what I'm going to score it. I think everybody knows I'm giving it the full 5 out of 5. I love the game. It's one of my favourite games, of that period. I feel like I'm probably a lot more positive on the game than you are. I mean, I can see some of the criticisms as well. Obviously, the major one is how unbalanced Metal Man's weapon is. But I feel like this is the best Mega Man game on the NES. And a lot of people do criticise it for balancing, but I find it just fun to use Metal Man's weapon, And I do admit that it's unbalanced, but I enjoy using it. And I will totally disagree with anybody who says any of the Mega Man games after this on NES are better games, because, I mean, okay, they had some minor improvements, but there's a big gap in time between this and Mega Man 3. There's 2 years there, and between this and Mega Man 3, they've improved virtually nothing. Whereas between 1 and 2, there is loads of very fundamental changes. Like the password system would be the most obvious one that they've added here. What do you reckon then?
Good points, well made. I am going to surprise you, and I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to say 5 out of 5. I gave Bionic Commando 5 out of 5 because I feel the same way about Bionic Commando that Rich feels about this game. It's getting a 5 because of the tiny amount of time that there was between 1 and 2. The massive improvements there were between 1 and 2 brings it up to a 5.
I think they're good games to compare to each other, actually, this and Bionic Commando, because both games give the player a lot of choice, really, don't they? They give the player a lot of ways to make their life easier if they try to think about how they're playing the game.
Okay, guys, that's Mega Man 2 for this week. A really good game.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing it quite a bit, actually, this time. I mean, Capcom were really on fire during this time period, really, weren't they?
Yeah, a great era for games. Tell us what you think about it, guys, by leaving a comment, like it as well, and subscribe to the channel because we're always releasing great new content like this. And we'll see you next week for another game, guys. Take care.
See ya.